Good afternoon, YouTubers. This is Kay taking you on yet another leg of my leca journey. As you know, I am currently in the process of repotting all my plants into leca. This afternoon, I want to show you a plant that most of you will know. It's a very popular house plant. It is called the Anthurium Andraeanum. I hope I've said that correctly. Now, this plant is also known as the flamingo plant. It is a tropical plant, very hardy, easy to care for. This plant is really hard for you to kill. So I have transplanted this one. I've replanted this one in leca. This is about a week ago that I have done so. Now, an interesting fact about this plant, as most of you may already know, that this isn't actually a flower. This one is purple, by the way. Most you'll see are in either pink or red. This one is actually purple. Now, this waxy bit isn't actually a flower. It is called a spathe. And this spandex in the middle is actually the flowering bit, which the spathe uh, protects, so to speak. It surrounds the spathe surrounds the spandex, which is actually the flowering bit. In most of the flamingo plant, this would be yellow, but for this one, it remains the same color as the spathe. Now, I've put this in leca. This has been in there for about a week. As I say, this plant is really hard to kill, so it is quite resilient. It does love a tropical climate. Obviously, being in the UK, the temperature ranges from coldest to cold. It doesn't really go hot. So because this plant does love humidity, it might be an idea for once in a while you also will spritz your plant with some water. It's in leca, as I mentioned, because the whole process that I'm going through now is to repot my plant in leca. This plant, very resilient, will do well in most medium. It is doing quite well in the leca. The water is only meant to be about a third, but I've got it a little bit higher because this has got a really good root system. You will find, as I previously mentioned in some of my videos, that the root of your plants may rot when you first put them in leca. Don't be fearful when this happens because it's a part of the new growth process where it will shed the old roots and start with new growth on the roots. Please though bear in mind if you're going to repot one of these into leca, because the roots are so clustered. I will show you down below here. How is best to show you? Because the roots are so clustered, you have to ensure that you wash the roots properly to get rid of all the soil that might be caught between the tightly knit plants, the tightly knit clusters. Ensure that you go between. When I'm doing mine, I take a small toothbrush to go through, because just a soft bristle toothbrush that won't damage the roots of the plant, and you just gently wash it and not scrub, just very gently to get rid of any soil that is stuck to the plant. When you are on your leca journey, if you choose to do so, or most people that are on leca journey and find that they suffer from extreme root rot, some of the causes for this, aside from the fact that the roots is changing its system, is because there's soil stuck to the roots. The soil does contain bacteria. That bacteria, once it gets wet and have that mushy, wet system clinging to the root, it will cause it to the roots to rot. So just be very careful when you're repotting into leca. This plant, believe it or not, it is similar to air plants, it is a sort of a parasite. So it will grow on other plants. In the wild, they grow on other plants. It is for that reason that you might see aerial roots growing from the base of the plant. I don't have any growing on mine, but if you ever see any aerial roots coming up, similar to that of orchid, not that it's in the same family or anything, but if you do see aerial roots, that's the reason that you see them, because these plants are similar to air plants. They're a bit of a parasite, so it will have roots coming out from wherever. It is hard to kill, as I say. Other thing that I must mention is I have seen these on Groupons, not the black ones, but I've seen the pink and the, sorry, when I say black, I meant purple. I have seen the uh, pink and the uh, red ones on Groupon, and it is purely in water. So these are, as I say, quite resilient and should take quite well into the leca system. If you do experience any root rot with any of your plants, simply remove the plant from the leca, rinse to get rid of the rotten roots, rinse the leca to get rid of any bacteria that might be living in the water, and to make sure that the leca is clean. And then you can repot in the leca. You will see that it continues to grow. Um, the other thing that I need to mention about this plant is that in the leca system is that it will thrive really well, as I mentioned. Don't worry, because this plant is really hard to kill. I have seen, since I've repotted it, it has continued to give me new leaves. So these leaves were already in the process of being grown, obviously, because it's only a week old, but it's continued to give me the leaves. You can see this nice shiny young leaves, this young leaf coming up. So it is hard to kill. It doesn't like fluctuating temperatures, to be honest, but being as this plant is so resilient, it will continue to grow for you, and you probably won't ever be able to kill this plant. In the springtime is when it will grow mostly. That this is when you'll need to fertilize this plant. So at the moment, the fertilizer that I have that I will be using is called, Super Thrive. I am not promoting this in any way whatsoever. I'm just mentioning that that is the fertilizer that I will be using. If you ever see any sediments on your leca, it means it's time to rinse, probably. I don't ever use tap water on any of my plant. In my leca system, I have got rainwater. I have seen some sediments forming on my plants. I do not know the reason for that, because my water is simply from the rain. No other water is used in my plant. I can only think that maybe when I wash the leca, then that some of the minerals from the tap water had remained in there. So just be mindful of any buildups. They won't be too harmful at this point for my plants, but obviously in due course I will have to rinse. So yeah, so here is a close-up look of my flamingo plant in leca. This is just over a week old, so it's still got a way to go in terms of the growth process and the showing me that it is loving the new system. Any questions, guys, please don't be afraid to ask. Please do like and subscribe to my video. As I say, I'm quite new to all of this, but any questions that you have, I am happy to answer if you post them in the comment section below. Thank you for being on this leg of the journey with me on my leca transplant. And please don't be afraid to ask any questions if you've got any for me. And please do not forget to subscribe. If you just click on that little red button in the corner, somewhere down there in the corner, and like and subscribe my video, I'd really appreciate it. As usual, thank you for watching. I really appreciate your company. Enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Kay.